feel like if your home country were erased, its people evicted, moved, and killed, including women and children? How could you process the grief of not only losing loved ones, but an entire identity and culture, wiped from the map as though it never existed? Would the world even care, or would it turn its back, leaving your people to fade into silence? How would you hold out to hope, knowing that everything that has defined your history is now gone? Perhaps there is one solution: to fight. To fight to protect the survivors, to preserve the stories, and ensure that the stories of the lost will endure. Ongoing violence in Palestine, marked by excessive civilian deaths and a lack of media coverage, demands urgent action through advocacy, humanitarian aid, and awareness to prevent the loss of lives and the erasure of an entire people. Today, I'll be discussing the issue, possible solutions, and ways you can help today. The situation in Palestine is dire, with the countless innocent lives lost due to the excessive violence originating from the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The main problem is that civilians, including women and children, are disproportionately affected at facing daily threats to their safety and well-being. And according to statistics pulled together by AOAV stating that according to this analysis for action and armed violence, we conclude that at least 74% of the 40,717 Gazan families identified by the Ministry of Health in Gaza are in fact civilians. Humanitarian organizations highlight the devastating toll on families, many of which are homeless or grieving loved ones. Despite the scale of this crisis, media coverage is lacking in bias, leading much of the world to be unaware or misinformed about the ongoing suffering. And according to studies conducted and summarized in Volume 3, Number 3 of the American Journal of Art and Human Science, the studied media construct narrow nationalist discourses that delegitimize Palestinian perspectives and fuel intractability. Reforms are needed to diversify sourcing and fact-check distortions to curb biases, exuberating political polarization rather than reconciliation. This lack of attention not only silences the voices of those affected, but also hinders global efforts to address the crisis effectively. To help mitigate the crisis in Palestine, there are several actionable steps we all can take. First is to advocate for ceasefire. Most government representatives have public email addresses, phone numbers, and online forums for citizen input. Sites or apps can help mitigate this process by helping you draft and send a message. There are also petition websites like change.org, allowing individuals to sign petitions online with a simple click, often shared widely on social media. You could also donate non-perishables or funds. Local and global options, such as UNICEF or the Red Cross, often secure online donation options, allowing contributions from anywhere in the world. Many charities provide clear instructions for donations, and mobile payment apps like Venmo or Zelle can streamline the process. There are also often donation bins in the DUC, and no matter how small the amount, it can still make a significant impact. Next, you can educate yourself. With the internet, credible resources like articles, documents, podcasts, and books are widely available. Free educational content such as YouTube makes it easy to learn, and you can do this in small portions when you have free time or you need a break from finals, or you could just do it in deep dives over break. Next, and finally, you could spread awareness. As I mentioned earlier, most people already use platforms like Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, which makes sharing posts, stories, or resources a seamless addition to their routines. But you could also discuss these topics in person with friends, family, or colleagues. It's simple and it prevents misinformation while building understanding. If you can implement or try some of these solutions, life in Palestine could begin to change. And imagine a world where Palestinians can live in peace, free from fear and violence. Families would no longer be torn apart. Children grow up with access to education and opportunities, and entire communities could rebuild their homes in line. Global awareness and solidarity could preserve their culture. The efforts of humanitarian aid and advocacy could restore hope, dignity, and a future for the Palestinian people. But without action, the violence will persist, leading to even more innocent deaths. Families will continue to suffer, their homes destroyed, and their communities erased, and the total eradication of the Palestinian people becomes a haunting possibility. The silence of inaction would mark humanity's failure to protect the vulnerable, a failure that can never be undone. You can help today by visiting carecalifornia.com. CareCalifornia.com provides a list of ways to help Palestinians, providing links, informational, and communicative, but also contacts that can help guide you through the process. CareCalifornia.com also provides a letter showing supporting Palestine that is drafted everything. All you need to do is sign it and send it. I've provided a QR code with the link to download the letter, but I've also on the next slide I've also provided local contacts that docked in local representatives. And I've also provided a simple QR code for change.org that prevents universities from inhibiting Palestinian speech. The ongoing crisis in Palestine is not just a tragedy, it's a call to action. Every voice matters in the fight against injustice. By advocating for peace, donating to aid efforts, educating yourself, and spreading awareness, you can help protect lives and preserve a culture at risk of erasure. Imagine a future where children in Palestine grow up safely, families rebuild their homes, and their voices echo with strength across the world. Together, we can make that vision a reality. Let us not be silent. Let us stand for humanity, hope, and the right to exist in peace. Thank you.